But let's move into the last topic. Yeah, we're kind of flying through this. We said let's get it done in an hour, and we got close enough. It's almost 7 o'clock. We're closing in like 9 minutes away.
We're efficient with our fucking delivery, man.
We are.
We're hitting a groove.
Ricky's holding us back.
Oh, no.
Anyways, recent story came out about the NCAA explores compensation for names and likenesses. This is coming from May 14th, 2019. It's currently May 17th. The NCAA is forming a working group to consider how its rules can be modified to allow college athletes to be compensated for the use of their names, images, and likenesses. The NCAA made it clear, however, the group would not consider anything that can be constructed as paying athletes. So the NCAA wants to be able to make money off these players. They want to be able to sell, jerseys with, RJ Barrett's name on it at Duke. They want to be able to sell NCAA football 2026 with all their teams there, all the branded NCAA teams, drum up interest from younger crowds, be able to have NCAA mutt teams and have those kind of younger college fans be built up through those games, and they want to be able to make money off their players while kind of giving a bone to these players. What are your thoughts on this? Because obviously I'm in the mindset of just pay the players.
Yeah, I think that's the thing is everybody wants to make it a case of like, oh, well, if we draw lines here and around this line of this border and that team, and here's where we can. No, it's just as simple as paying the players who deserve money, which, no offense, but it might come off as like a dick kind of a take, but there are certain teams in college which provide money back to the university more so than others. There's not a whole lot of money coming in for, crew teams, track and field, all of those smaller sports. Yeah. Still incredibly relevant, but the facts of the day are football at Texas brings in millions of dollars a year. So you can't give their football team, you can't pay their football team and then pay their track team the same.
Yeah,
it's just
Alabama
not how it
has to be closing in on billions. Like, what them and Clemson have been doing in football is nowhere close to what Texas A&M's doing in basketball. Like, you can't play those kids the same amount. So obviously that's going to have to be worked out. But, I think it's a sliding
scale. It's that simple in my mind. It's like, okay, if you're playing football at the D1 level and D1 schools have to be regulated, you can't have Alabama paying, you're going to get a stipend of $2,000 a month versus, you go to like USC and you're only getting $1,500. I think it has to be like at the D1 level, this is what you can do. At each tier, basically, you can break it out. I think conferencing has to remain even because otherwise it's SEC versus AEC or ACC.
You don't want to give these teams unfair recruiting advantages.
Exactly. Yeah. So I think you do a balanced payout based on division, based on sport, and that's the fairest way to do it. How that number gets generated, I can't tell you what percentage should cut back based off of ticket funds, boosters, donations to the school. I think donations probably go in their own category, but as far as the incoming money from the sport, I'm absolutely in on the thought of these kids need to get paid because it's just they go out there and risk their bodies at a very long shot chance of making it a profession. And there's so many of them who come up short and their bodies by 23 are like in need of dire help. And what are they supposed to do? They fall back onto like accounting degrees or communications. And it's like, I get it. It's not your passion, but.
And two examples that are brought up in this article is, for example, college athletes cannot take part in commercial advertising or signing autographs for money, which notably got Heisman Trophy winner Johnny Manziel in trouble in NCAA in 2013. Clearly, Johnny Manziel didn't make it in the NFL. He didn't make it in the AFL. He didn't make it in the CFL, or AAF. He didn't make it in the CFL. Being able to at least make some of that money in college when you're at your peak abilities and your peak, fame, your peak famehood. What word am I looking?
I don't know. Your 15 minutes of fame?
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, like, if Johnny Manziel was selling, autographs in 2013, was able to profit off of it, like, he should be able to.
I think he's already rich, so it's hard to feel bad for that guy. Well, his parents are already rich. Let me clarify that.
But like personally, like and another one, Todd Gurley was.
He's no less deserving of money. Yeah, is what I'm.
Todd Gurley was a prominent athlete suspended by the NCAA for receiving money for autographs in 2014. Then with University of Georgia, he received a 4-game suspension after investigations determined he received $3,000 over 2 years for signed autographs and memorabilia. Like. Todd Gurley was a guy that dealt with a torn ACL in college, and now we're even seeing him deal with arthritis in his knee with the Rams right now, even though he's been near an MVP caliber player in the NFL. Like, you want those guys to be able to go off and make money. Marshawn Lattimore is one of those guys who just absolutely tore up his knee, but he was so hot.
I loved him in college.
I mean, like, that was a guy that he should be able to make money off what he's doing. He has this talent, he has this ability, he should be able to make that money. And I feel like this is at least some step into the NCAA. Now, this isn't me being like, oh, the NCAA is, so nice and so giving and such a great company. They're out there to make money, without a doubt. They're not caring about the players, and the reason that's even shown by saying they want to work around where they can make money but not have to pay the players actual salaries.
Yeah.
But at least for fans, this would be huge because, yes, the guys were able to make some money. Let's say Johnny Manziel is able to sell some autographs for $3,000, sign a couple helmets, et cetera, et cetera. But then that means we get video games, and that's where I get Dave back into the conversation. Dave, you could play 2K, but you can use it like RJ Barrett and Zion and Cam on Duke and make Cam actually good. Like,
I mean,
you could have Darius Garland just roll
instead of
wreck fucking shit at
instead
Vanderbilt.
of sitting out and refusing to play because why bother taking a draft stock potentially?
You could have a recruiting class where you start that year and be like,
that.
Darius Garland, Bull, let's put him on a team.
I mean,
Ricky can rebuild University of Illinois. Doesn't this sound appealing?
Yeah. Sign me the fuck up.
That's what I'm saying.
That game would go up like wildfire. That game is the things you could do with a college basketball, college football game are amazing. Everybody wants to live that shit out. I don't care how old you are. It's a childhood dream that never dies.
And the bullshit that it is, like the 2K series getting like 10 teams from the NCAA, or Madden getting like 10 teams from the NCAA. Don't tease me.
No.
Don't give me that bullshit.
That ain't it.
I don't want that. I still go back and play NCAA football 2013 because that game still rocks. That's not even the latest version of the game. It's 2014, but that game sells for like $50 because it's that good. But the ability to even the players that aren't even named, like, it's still fun.
Yeah.
But you could even download those rosters and put in Sam Darnold in the game. Like, that stuff's so much fun. And Ed O'Bannon had to be a dick about it and ruin it for all of us fans. Like, come on, Ed, way to go. You're not even in college going after this stuff. It's like 20 years after. He's like, oh, I'm in a video game. I didn't even realize it. I want to get paid for that.
Oh, my God.
All right, Ed, I kind of get it, but like they used you kind of look like that dude.
Yep.
But you're just like a bald, tall dude, like from the UCLA team. Like, obviously they were using your likeness, but like they didn't say Ed O'Bannon.
No,
or anything.
they didn't.
I'm excited about this because the ability to get NCAA football back, the ability to get NCAA basketball back for consoles would be absolutely huge.
Oh yeah,
and finally being able to get like a jersey with the first and only college jersey I ever had was Brady Quinn. And
feel pretty good about that.
A green 10 jersey. It was awesome. I still wish I had it. I threw it out. But if it had Quinn on the back, I'd feel even cooler. The ability for like fans to connect to their teams is huge, just for those college players as well, because it's just going to create an even deeper bond. Like, when these guys go out and these guys aren't playing well, you kind of just can forget about them, because as long as you're winning,
so easy.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But if you're able to create a bond with them, like these kids who, I still like Brady Quinn, but if Brady Quinn got replaced by Brandon Wimbush, and Wimbush won a couple games to the Notre Dame Fighting Irish, would I give a shit about Brady Quinn? Probably not. So like,
it's true.
The ability for those kids to, and obviously Brady was great at Notre Dame, but the ability for these guys to make money is absolutely huge. But it's bigger for the fans.
I think it's a win-win. The only people who lose here are the NCAA and the colleges themselves. But it's not even losing. It's like reinforcing, like, I don't even know how long it's been. It's just unfairness towards its athletes, towards its the people who are generating the money for you. You're basically getting it for free. It's an awful, awful thing. And there's an easy answer. And it just cuts a little bit out of their pockets, but somehow solves all of our problems. It's like, where's the downside in this?
Do you think it would open up the door for actual like full play for players, or do you think it would kind of actually close that door for that discussion? Because, hey, you're getting something, so maybe we can close that discussion on paying players. Or do you think it would open it because, well, hey, I'm getting X amount and I could be making more because I'm putting my body on the line?
I think it opens the door and it starts turn into that like roadmap of like, all right, we can just cross out that area. We're gonna come over here, but not give you this, but maybe we'll let you have some of this. And it's just, we're gonna be negotiating back and forth over these lines. Once you give them an inch, they'll take a mile. Like, that's what needs to happen, though. Like, something needs to happen here in order to get this kick started, because we've been talking about it for years now.
So why do you think the NCAA is going to play it then? Because this is coming from the NCAA.
Yeah.
So why do you think the NCAA is playing it if it is, give them an inch, then they could take a mile? Because clearly their goal is not to pay these players.
I think they're afraid that they're going to lose the grasp they have, because we're seeing basketball go ahead and be like, yeah, we played the nice game with you. We let you have your college recruits for you. And you know what? We're going back on that. We're going to take back our the top tier talent from high school and just skip over you. So you no longer have the grasp on the best talent. We're seeing football. I know it was a failed league, but we saw an attempted another alternate for how you can get to the NFL. And I think it's just the fact that football is having its struggles as far as health and long-term health. I don't know.
Young players playing it.
Well, that.
Yeah, because youth involvement is just down in general.
Exactly. So the future of football, the biggest moneymaker of college sports right now, is in doubt long-term. So I think they're starting to question, like, how can we re-image this? How can we repackage this to come out on the right side of it? And if they do this and they start franchising video games, you give them a couple pennies for their name, and you get back the millions in sold games. You get back so much more, and then. God, it's just
the memories I made at 9 playing, as Vince Young and
he was incredible.
NCAA football 06, going against like Texas Southern and putting up like 120 points because I'm just running fucking boot options to the right side and Vince Young's running 70 yards. Yeah, it was fucking awesome. Or the play where you just run, like you start at the 30 and then you run all the way back to the 1 yard line with the other team as player 2.
Yeah.
So that way you just get like easy touchdowns. Like that was where I made my money, and I'm always gonna remember Vince Young, because obviously Vince Young was a hugely named player, but even then, like if I wasn't playing those games, I wouldn't really care that much about Vince Young. Like I don't have that fondness for Colt McCoy, and Colt McCoy was equally as good. And it had
a way better name.
Yeah, and obviously I still remember Colt McCoy because he's still in the league, but like Vince Young is still I still remember those vivid memories. And I still remember, like, I have this connection to Emeka Okafor for some fucking reason.
Yes, I was going to say.
NCAA March Madness 2005. And getting those kids interested in these games early on and being like, well, hey, maybe I won't make it to the NFL, but college, there's 122 teams. Maybe I can make it. Maybe I can make it in the game one day. Mm-hmm.
I think that's absolutely it. They're trying to get ahead of that curve. They're trying to get themselves in the loop. They're trying to bring back some positivity and grasp on these kids again. So I still think it's a greedy move, but I think at least it's like hey, we can kind of find a middle ground of, we'll give you some compensation, you give us your rights, we're going to be able to make money, you're going to get money, we all win in this situation.
Yeah. What's the first game you'd want?
Come on. Is that really a question? Like, I've been playing basketball. I've been talking about basketball for the last 3 years, like nonstop. I don't know, Sean. I'm probably getting NCAA golf 2020.
What would be your first move, though?
Oh, which team would I take to the tourney?
Like, let's say you get NCAA March Madness, and they better brand it March Madness, not NCAA basketball. That's bullshit. It was a crap game with Kevin Love and Blake Griffin.
Yeah.
Some people, a.k.a. Jake, if he's watching this, will bring up that Blake Griffin game was good. And yes, it had the ESPN and CBS broadcast, which was pretty dope.
Yeah.
But the game did not play as well as NCAA March Madness 2005. And also, NCAA March Madness 2005 had the locker room and trophy room, which was absolutely baller. Anyways, what's your first move? Are you going right to my league? Let's say 2K gets the rights. Are you going straight to my league? What are you doing in that?
I'm 100% taking. I don't even know what college I would go with. Though.
What team?
That's the crippling move there. Like, where would I want to recruit and build up out of?
Where are you recruiting from? You taking a shit team and build them up?
Yeah, I mean that's what you always do. But the question is, what conference would I start in? Do I want to go with? Do I go D1? Do I go real oddball shit?
No, you got to go D1. I mean, it's only gonna be D1 licensed.
Yeah.
Could you imagine if they're like, you could start off as a D2 coach at Southeastern Maryland State University?
Yes.
A&M.
Damn, that's tough. The problem is, in college basketball, I don't really have an allegiance. College football,
Which is funny, because you went to DePaul.
Yeah, still.
They have a basketball team.
They do.
And I'm like, I don't have an allegiance.
I don't. I really don't.
Yeah.
College football, I was always attracted to USC because early 2000s was the golden years for them. So that's where my heart was at that time.
And that's
college,
where we disagree completely because I'm a Notre Dame fan.
Yeah.
So fuck yourself. in the
unfortunate for
push.
you.
Fuck that bullshit.
I came into a winning team. It was just they were really good, and I enjoyed watching them.
Would you build up IU, Indiana University?
You know what? I don't.
It hasn't won, and I mean they have sweet uniforms.
I might go like Iowa.
I'm also looking at a picture of Romeo Langford right now. So it's
Iowa State probably.
Iowa State.
Yeah.
Why you want to play as Taylor Horton Tucker's video game
Talon.
body?
Say Talon, for fuck's sake.
Talon Horton Tucker's body of 6'2" and a 7'9" wingspan. Guy's insane.
Rocking the solid 250.
Yeah, I think my first move will, and hear me
I
out.
just like them. Yeah.
First move.
Yep.
Providence.
Providence, eh?
Always love Providence. I think the black and white slick uniforms. Yeah, they had Chris Dunn. They had my guy Ben Bentil. Still holding that hope.
Ben Bentil, yeah.
Remember him?
Not many people do.
My old Naz Reid. Not a good sign for Naz Reid. That's for damn sure.
Yeah. Ben Bentil rocking the G League still.
Put some sick uniforms. And also my first move.
Yep.
Bringing back the Big East. Let me control my conferences. Yeah, well,
if
Big
we're
East,
deciding this game,
Big East is still a thing.
Yeah.
It's just not the old Big East. So if we're saying, if it's my league,
if we have the creative control,
yeah, then give me back the Big East and give me Pittsburgh and UConn and Cincinnati and goddamn, I want this game so fucking badly. I swear a lot in this one because I'm pumped.
It's
amped.
Passionate. That was your jam as a kid.
It's fandom. Anyways,
absolutely.
Any final thoughts?
No, I think it's gonna happen probably in the next 2 years.
Really?
Yeah.
That's soon.
I legit think like 2 years from now, like we're gonna have like, hey, we're gonna be doing this. I don't know if the pain structure will be set, but I think they'll be monetizing player names in a video game.
How long does it take to develop a video game?
About a year tops. I mean, and at this point, like if you're working with a franchise that's already being built out, like 2K, like they could spin that off fairly quickly.
I don't want EA anywhere.
You don't want
EA
news?
Although I just said NCAA March Madness.
Yeah.
Which is an EA title.
You did. That's what I'm saying.
I don't want them near it because their basketball games suck.
Yeah, I mean the monetization structure is awful.
Live isn't good, so you're gonna have to go 2K for that.
Okay.
And then Madden's also been shitty, so
I don't know. I think
I think 2K.
At least the title.
Just give it all to 2K.
Everything 2K.
Yeah, because also Josh Childress had a pretty decent 2K5 game for college basketball.
Nice.
Just throwing it out there.
Nice. So yeah, I'm hoping 2 years we're gonna be talking about how at a press conference called E3, coming up soon, which we'll be talking about on Too Old to Game. We'll be talking about how a new NCAA game is going to get announced soon. That would be my dream.
Here's my prediction.
That's my dream.
Coming up on the in 2020 will be the 25th anniversary of E3. 2025, 30th year anniversary. They're bringing back the NCAA franchise.
That's too damn long. I want to know.
But
are you being realistic then?
Legal stuff,
okay.
and also like I think in 3 years maybe we have the pay structure built out. Then you start courting people for like contracts in a year. You could talk to all the video game developers and then give them 2 years to build out a decent game. Yeah. It's gonna be your first game back. You don't have to flop. And look how long it took them to build live to even playable.
Oh, that's true.
So
that game was...
It's not even that playable.
Yikes.
And they have had like three versions. But anyways, let us know what you think about the NCAA monetizing or letting players monetize their likenesses. Obviously, it's good for the players because they're making some money and that's better than none. But
it's not quite all the way to equality.
Yeah, what's the biggest positive? Is it the players or is it the fans that are gaining?
It's win-win,
from
people.
This?
Win-win.
Is it a win-win-win for the NCAA too? And that's something we talked about too with the whole getting young players involved in the sports. But anyways, if you like this was the Primetime Podcast. I'm Sean. Alongside me was Dave. If you liked it so much, check out patreon.com/mostofapodcast. You can help support us there. You can help us upgrade the room. You can help us buy likenesses for NCAA players and build our own video game. That probably not going to happen.
Probably not.
Probably just going to keep talking on a podcast. But hey, if we get enough, maybe we'll do it. You could code video games, right?
No.
You sure?
I could learn.
There you go. So you can pay for Dave's coding classes on patreon.com/mostofapodcast.
Yikes.
But if you did like this, please check out patreon.com/mostofapodcast. It would mean the absolute world to us. And also, if you want to talk to us on Twitter, twitter.com/mostofapodcast. I'm always open to chat to anybody. So anyways, I've been Sean Anderson. That was a horrible segue too. But I'm Sean Anderson. Alongside me, Dave Oster. And we'll see you next time.